Hello Claudine, this is Oak Tree Tarot Reader here, and this is your reading. So the usual disclaimer, remember that this tarot reading is for entertainment purposes only and that you are entirely responsible for your own actions. So whatever you decide to do as a result of this tarot reading is up to you. It's up to you to decide how you're going to use the information, how you feel it fits into your life, and how you feel it will make you live your life in a better way. Remember, through me interpreting the cards, that I only understand the cards in the context of the information that you've given me. By that I mean is I only know what you've written to me back in November about your relationship with these two brothers, that you are romantically interested, or I don't know, are you in a relationship with the younger brother? I don't know, but certainly your love interest is the younger brother, but there's something that you are curious about with the older brother, the two brothers that work with their father. So I don't know how old you are, where you work, do you work for the company too, you know, all the rest of it I just don't know. So bear that in mind, and if there's anything that resonates with you in a different way to the way I interpret, because you have full and complete knowledge of the circumstances, that's fine. Trust your own instincts, always trust your own inner knowing. So I'm going to get started. I know there's sort of this thing about how they're seeing you. I think you're wondering, do they find me attractive? Do they see me as romantic potential? I'm not going to do that. The trouble with tarot is that it reflects the energies of now. So if they don't see you like that now, that's your answer. But it doesn't mean that things will never ever happen. And you know, it can go the other way as well. So that's why I don't tend to do things like based on how other people see you, like individuals see you and all the rest of it, because it doesn't get you anywhere. Right, so what I want to do is, what are the dynamics between you and the older brother? What are the dynamics between Claudine and the older brother she's mentioned? Too many cards fell out there. Oh, doing it far too high, so I've angled the camera differently. So what are the dynamics between you and this older brother? This is interesting because it's got a happy family, so I think actually overall your relationship perhaps is quite good. You know, that it's wanted to be, you know, how it's expected to be, that maybe you're good working colleagues or friends or family friends or something. It's a happy card. I mean, if it was any other circumstances, I'd say that you were in a happy family with them, but yeah, it's overall it's fine, happy, you're both happy with it, or maybe, you know, that you're happy with the way that the friendship relationship's going. Happy, no problems there, but it's changing. Something about it is changing. This is interesting. Something's being shed, something's been outgrown and is moving into something new. It's a cycle. Something, yeah, something's ultimately changing, and it's like a natural end to something. It's probably a slow, natural one that's expected rather than a shocking event. And we've got the Queen of Cups, so there's emotions. It's a sensitive and sweet connection. That's the dynamics between the two of you. It's a sweet one where emotions are considered. Oh, excuse me. Emotions are considered, where emotions are important. I just feel this is very much a friendship that maybe is changing or deepening. There's also at the bottom of the pile, which is extra information about the Two of Wands, which is looking out, exploring, thinking, meditating, researching. So I think overall that, you know, you seem to have this instinct that although you like the younger brother, that there's something with the older brother that you're not sure about. I think there is something changing. Into what? Let's see. What's the change What's the death card? What's the change in Claudine's relationship with the older brother? The moon. So, subconscious, dreaming, illusions. Oh, 2 of Wands again. Bottom of the deck, the devil. That's interesting. So, what direction is this thing with the older brother going? I'm going to say that, I mean, that's the ending card, isn't it, really? So I want to say that there's things going on with the subconscious, with illusions, with the subconscious, and things being explored and researched and developed to finish, to end, the end of a cycle. You've got 2 endings. And here the devil, which is like sort of representative of, you know, it can be having fun, letting loose, being uninhibited, but too far into it and you're trapped and you're bound and you're in a place that you feel you can't get out of. So it's almost like whatever's been the direction it's moving in with the older brother is towards ending something. Now, I don't know whether you're really, really good friends with this older brother and this is causing the confusion because you quite like him and there's a good friendship, and it's moving towards the end of a friendship into something else, or it's sort of a decision that whatever the connection is, it's time, it's coming to an end. So you might find that the friendship is naturally coming to an end, or an interest in each other is naturally coming to an end. Why have we got the Death and the 10 of Swords? Queen of Pentacles, that's the happy established woman. Something's coming to an end, something calmer, things are end. Oh, and again at the bottom of the devil card, something is just coming to an end with you and this older brother, whether that's you are recognizing, you know, because there's just something going on. I know there's something going on here with the older brother and younger brother. You haven't said, so I don't know exactly what the root of it is, but there's a sense here that things are changing, are different, and they're causing confusion. I think that confusion is going to be over, either because of his initiation or your initiation. I think it's going to be the Wheel of Fortune. Things change, karma, change of fortune, really. And it's something to do with Queen of Pentacles, something about being, you know, it's the wife, the mother, the grounded woman, the provider. She's rooted in reality, she's rooted in the earth and tangible goods, tangible things. She's very much a woman that cares about the emotional well-being of her family, but also through a sense of security provides well-being. You know, the security of having food cooked for you and all the rest of it. You know, she's very much an earth mother nurturer. Is this you, or do you feel it resonates with somebody else? You know, it could be that you are the one that sort of recognizes that where this relationship is and where you want it to go, and that you're the one that sort of says, well, I'm going to cut this off. But this is where this relationship with the older brother is going towards an end in some way, and I sense it's an end to what the current relationship is, and of course you know what that is. So I feel this is, you know, I'm going to ask now what's in the immediate future in your connection with this older brother. I'm just going to empty shuffle. I want to get that reading out. An immediate future for me is the next 4 weeks, the next month. You can't, I haven't, you know, I don't think you can successfully go past that point, because things are always changing. There clearly is a change of mind coming up, or a change of an ending of something in your relationship with this older brother. So let's see what is going to be happening in the relationship between Claudine and the older brother over the next 4 weeks. Okay, Claudine, so this is coming to me as a picture of a woman torn between two brothers. Your love interest is the younger one, but I think you really like the older one. And you want to know, does he really like me? Am I wasting my time? What's going to happen over the next month? We've had similar cards come up. We've got the Ten of Pentacles, and it's the happy family, the happily provided for family. I think it's a looking towards being financially abundant between you and this older brother. Is the older brother going to inherit the business? Is that what, you know, is that the fact that he's going to be the one that, you know, generally the older brother tends to get the business, the work. You might come, I mean, if there's an expression of feelings that, you know, I don't know how he feels, it's an expression of what your feelings are. You can come forward to him, and then there's going to be a choice. So it's almost as if you decide that you're going to go forward and reveal your feelings, if that's the way I'm interpreting it correctly, there will be a choice made at that point. By you or by him. Could be either of you. This is the dynamics between the two of you. Again, we've got the Queen of Pentacles, so there's this sort of, the dynamic is thinking about providing, you know, is it because you say, I'd like to be your wife, you know, you say to this older brother, I don't know, I might be misreading this, so I apologise if I am, Claudine, but this is just, there's too many romantic love connection cards in just a 6 card shuffle out. So something to do about nurturing. So I think the choice is about, you know, the nurturing aspect. Could it be a marriage in essence? I don't get any marriage cards up here, by the way. Don't read that into it. So over the next month, there might be an opportunity to connect, and then a choice made, and it's something to do with what provides the happy family, what provides the nurturing. Who could the wife be? And then there's a change. There's the death of something and the beginning of something else. You know, it's the natural end, a cycle of something. And it's going to involve intense emotions, sensitivity, really feeling things. So whatever happens between you and this older brother, I think you're going to feel it very much emotionally over the next month. And then there's going to be a grief, a sadness, a mourning. You know, this is at the bottom of the deck, extra information. I think over the next month in your connection with this older brother, it's going to really play on you. You're really going to be thinking about it. You're going to be thinking about what's been lost and not noticing what's still there in your life. This is just a general vibe over these. Choice, that's the important card here, and the death, the 2 major arcanas. There's a choice, and it might be to end something, but something new can come in its place. I mean, we need to look at what's coming, excuse me, going to come up with the other brother to give you a clearer picture, a clearer insight. You know, very love triangle-y. I think you have contacted me after all this time because you sense something's changing and you don't know what it is. I can confirm that yes, something is changing. So let's see if we can get a clearer picture. I mean, you say is your love interest. Have you even gone out together? Have you been dating? Or I don't know. I mean, if, you know, this could be a case of like you say, oh, I like you, and you might think about it. Right, so let's look at the dynamics between you and the younger brother, your love interest. I'm going to refer to him now as your love interest. Please can we have an insight into the dynamics between Claudine and her love interest? Wheel of Fortune. Page of Cups. Make sure you can see them all. Okay, so, happy family. You're getting a lot of repetitive cards coming up. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune again. What's the dynamic? It's changing. You have got, something's definitely changing in the dynamics between you and these two men. Fortune changing, karma. Things are moving on. You know, can be a bit unexpectedly, but not necessarily. You know, this could be this sense of change, and as I suspected, that you want an opportunity with the older brother. What's the dynamic? It's very loving and romantic and sweet. Page of Cups. There's a lot of, you know, with this younger one who's the love interest, do you talk a lot and it's sweet and you're friends and it's all happy? I'm getting the vibes like with both of these brothers that everything seems to be okay in the, you know, friendship, in the relationships, whatever they are, whether they're full on like a romance or whether they're simply that you are attracted to both of them, or that you're at least very, very attracted to the younger brother, and you're, you know, I don't know, you're really into the younger brother and you're hoping to marry him, but you're thinking that the older brother might ruin it. Because that could be another thing. I mean, it could be another thing. That has just flashed another interpretation with the cards previously, you know, where it was saying Two of Cups and the Lovers, that if you feel that the older brother might screw it over for you, like, you know, I don't approve of Claudine's relationship with my younger brother, if it's seen that you are interested, you and your love interest are interested in each other, that reading, then I would place the interpretation that there's going to be a lot of thought about it, and maybe an acceptance that you won't be an employee anymore, but maybe becoming part of the family. That's one interpretation. What's going on in the dynamic between you and your love interest? Decision. This is what's changed my interpretation of before. This is again when I'm saying, you know, use your own intuition, because I don't know everything, is that there's a lot of thought going on here, a decision-making process. Is it you deciding? As I said again, one interpretation is that you are deciding between the two brothers and you don't know which to choose. Or it's that you're deciding whether you want to be with your love interest because of maybe the hassle of his family. Because sometimes you can love someone and their family are awful and cause you nothing but hassle, or they just don't like you. And you're thinking, is it worth it? I love him, but, you know, I want to be happy in life. So there's definitely a sense here of decision making, but it's about mature, balanced emotions. Now, this is interesting because with the older brother there was the Queen of Cups, but this is the King of Cups. This is a much more mature, more well-developed sense of feelings, of emotions. I suspect that your connection with the love interest, the younger brother, is longer and of greater duration and depth than the one with the older brother, because this has come up with the Kings. It's balanced, equal emotions with emotional sensitivity, intuition, balance. And what's the dynamic? That this has been going on a long time and that a lot has been invested in it, and now what's the rewards going to be? So I suspect that's you thinking, well, I spent all this time with the younger brother, is it time to reap the rewards, or is it to continue investing? You know, you've hoed the ground, you planted the seeds, you watched them grow. Where's it leading to? But what investment, what return are you going to get on your investment? And what's the dynamic between you and the younger brother, the love interest? It's about being a student. Well, he's the younger one. You know, that you're both perhaps learning about yourselves and each other and being in a relationship with your love interest, or you're learning about how to love people through, because again, I said, I don't know if you're actually in a relationship with him. You don't describe him as your boyfriend, you describe him as your love interest. So I think you're learning something through being with him, whether that's in the job or about yourself or emotionally. I'm going to leave that there because that's quite clear to me that things are changing. So what I need to know is what direction is Claudine's relationship with her love interest, the younger brother, going in? Four of Swords, Nine of Swords, Magician, Queen of Wands, King of Wands, Six of Pentacles. Okay, so you're still going to, it's still the thinking process, basically, the thinking. What direction is it moving in that you, I think you're both going to go into a moment of peace and solitude in order to reflect on it. She's really going off to have a good think. Other things are going on in life, but there's that sword underneath and you're just thinking about it. It's also going to be very stressful. Sleepless nights, can't stop thinking about it. It's causing anxiety, even paranoia. Can't get it off your mind. Won't leave you, yeah. I think the dynamic is that maybe you will start to look, I suppose in a sense taking control of it, but in trying to get things happening, trying to make things progress. Whether that's to your understanding to make a decision or to progress things in this love interest, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's just you're going to want to get things happening, moving and shaking, wanting things to happen. What's going to be happening in this relationship between you and this mum? I think it's trying to become a match to each other. The Queen and the King of Wands are warm, dynamic people. They're full of life and vitality, confident, passionate. They get excited about things. They're not wallflowers. They are the life and soul of the party. So I think it's about trying to get something happening in the relationship. You know, like when a relationship gets stagnant, it's about trying to get it moving. And here again, with the Six of Pentacles, it's about balancing it out. You know, balancing out between what you've got, what you can give. Balancing out, like if one of you feels, oh, I've given so much to this relationship and I want to have something back, but there's possibly a feeling that you won't get what you expect, or, you know, and that's why there's this anxiety. It doesn't mean that you won't, by the way. You know, this is a very now, you know, energy. Give it time. Things will change. You know, this reading will be sort of relevant for the next month. And then it becomes, in a sense, you know, it's the past. It sort of it becomes irrelevant. So I think that the way it's going with you and your love interest is a sense of trying to get things changing and moving and balanced out. And I think this is what's reflecting in the reading between you and the older brother, that there's a sense of things changing and moving. You know, it's almost, I almost get the feeling that you're thinking, am I wasting my time with the younger one and should I be going with the older one? And this is why you want to know. Again, I could be wrong. I don't know. Trying to think. Let's see. Yeah, you say that the younger one's the one that you're interested in, but you're very interested in what the older one thinks. So I'm just wondering, do you really think that the older brother might screw up your thing with the younger brother? There you go. That's just my interpretation. Right, we've got a couple of minutes left, so... Ooh, those wanted out. Two of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. So I'll take these as the final cards for the reading, because they just wanted out. You know, if it's a big bulk because I'm shuffling badly, Death again. I don't pay attention because I can tell by the way I'm feeling as I shuffle it that I'm losing concentration, and it just, but when they fall out neatly while I'm very concentrating, it's clearly part for the reading. So we've got Two of Cups again. It's about your connections, your emotional connection to these two brothers. And I think that's what you need to get in your mind, get clear in your mind, to allow something to die and fade away and other things to, excuse me, take their place. I can still see that there. You know, you've got to do that. You're balancing out the two. You're hopping from one to the foot. Are you hopping from, I like the older brother, maybe he would be better. The younger brother, actually, I really like him. Or the older brother really likes me and he's going to support the relationship with his brother. He hates me and he's going to try and end it. I think you've got to come forward with your sensitivity and your emotions in some way, that you've got to come forward, and even if it's only to yourself, admit what you're feeling and what you want, and remove the confusion. Give yourself the clarity by saying, this is how I feel, this is who I love, this is what I want. It's sending out a message, coming forward with the emotions and the message and the story, and it's with sensitivity. And it is going to be a burden. It is going to be hard work for you. It's the 10 of Wands. It's feeling overwhelmed, overburdened. So I think overall that you are sort of overburdened between the two. I think that you are conflicted about the two. But what it's saying is you've got to stop that now and move on from it. Or if you're like, no, I am really, really worried about the older brother, what he's thinking of me, because I really want to be with the younger brother and I think the older brother might ruin it. You've got to let that go. You know, if there's a real connection between you and the younger brother, they've got to lump it, you know, they've got to like it, they've got to deal with it. But there's something here that you need to let go of, outgrow, shed, move on from. It's the natural cycle of death, this card. So there's something that's holding you back, it's not doing you any good, it's not serving you, and you need to let go of it. And I think you know exactly what that is. Even if I can't see it, I think you do know exactly what that is. So yeah, I think you need to remove the burden of what you're feeling. And whether you feel that that's to express it or just to understand it yourself, that's fine, whatever makes sense to you. So checking the time, that's definitely your 20 minutes are up, possibly even a couple of minutes more, but that's okay. That's your reading, Claudine. I know it seems, you know, that you've got a very confusing situation with these two brothers. What the root of it is, I don't know. If you have any queries on the cards that I've shuffled out, email me and I'll get back to you. If you feel there's a piece of information that might help clear it up, that's fine, get back to me and we'll see if we can sort that out for you. But otherwise, that's your reading. I wish you all the best of luck for the future. Please take very good care of yourself. Thank you for booking the private reading with me, and goodbye.